Well, the latest Rasmussen poll shows a disturbing trend for Democrats who believe that Bernie Sanders is the answer to taking back the White House. The telephone and online survey finds President Trump garnering 50% of the vote among likely voters, compared to just 43% for Senator Sanders. Does that mean the president's reelection is a cakewalk? Senior advisor to the Trump 2020 presidential campaign, Kimberly Guilfoyle, is here to answer that. Kimberly, good to see you. So does this make the president feel pretty good about his chances?
Well, I think I might have actually finally found a poll I like, right? But, we don't put too much stock in those. They've been wrong before, but I'll tell you what, I think this really does reflect the measure of the momentum that the president has, fundraising, and in terms of all the rallies that we've been doing across the country. You see the president is out there fighting hard, earning every single vote. We had a huge response, in Iowa and New Hampshire, all over the country. Was able to travel with him last week as well. Rallies that we had in Arizona, Colorado Springs, and then very much looking forward to South Carolina as well, because I think South Carolina is just an incredible snapshot of American excellence and the exceptionalism that has been put forward by President Trump with his winning economy. He really has produced results. You've record low unemployment in South Carolina, 2.3%, which is incredible. 122,000 jobs created and 3,500 of those in the field of construction. So really, South Carolina is back open for business again and winning under President Trump. So we're looking forward to a fantastic rally. And it's no surprise to me that President Trump is showing the polls that he's beating Bernie Sanders nationally, because that's exactly what's going to happen on Election Day come November 3rd.
Well, with Bernie Sanders technically emerging as the front runner among voters, you have to wonder how his potential co-workers would feel. So, Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi was asked about the Democratic candidate yesterday morning, and here's what she had to say. We want to play this for you.
Will you be okay if Bernie Sanders is the nominee?
Yes.
Do you have any concerns that you could lose the majority?
No.
Not exactly effusive.
Not exactly. But she did say yes to supporting Bernie Sanders if he would be the nominee. The Democratic Party might be facing some challenges internally about who they should be backing to take on potentially President Trump in November. But it seems as though she is throwing her support behind whoever would be the nominee. Is this a threat to the president?
No, it's not. I mean, look at the Democrat Party. It's pretty much a joke. It's like they're running around like school children with their pajamas on backwards. They don't know what direction they're going. They don't know what they stand for. They've got a socialist now that's like taking the helm. And I love the juxtaposition. And so is the president in terms of the choices you have, which is a robust American economy under President Trump, or going backwards in time to adopt socialism. It's never worked in any country. And under President Trump, America will never be a socialist country. It's not going to work. And that's all they have to offer right now. Things like the Green New Deal, or I call it the Green New Steel. They're out of ideas. They're infighting. And it's really not resonating with the American people. I mean, under President Trump, he's lifted everybody up across every socioeconomic line, across all cultural backgrounds. We've made a big tent here. Everyone is invited and included. And you've really seen that with the president in terms of what he's been able to do, whether it's record low unemployment with, Latinos, with African Americans, with women. They've never been more empowered than they have been under President Trump. And we're seeing record number of women come in as fundraisers, as bundlers for the president, and making donations with more of the discretionary money that they have thanks to this president. And it's really incredible. We have a very focused movement across this country, and it's going to deliver votes.
Now, there's a school of thought, though, that the Democrats are not going to let Bernie get it. There may be a reaction from his voters, but the theory is Joe Biden or Michael Bloomberg, somebody more moderate, would actually be supported at a contested convention. Joe Biden, born in Pennsylvania, usually polls well there. Bloomberg, who, as a successful businessman, has a narrative that may be challenging to the president. Would the president's approach be any different as far as how he would go at them versus just calling Bernie a socialist, which he admittedly is? What would his approach be? How different if it was one of those gentlemen?
Well, I tell you, I mean, obviously you have to target your approach depending on, who's involved and what's, who it specifically is the person that you're going to run against. But I have to tell you, we're running pretty much the same strategic, game plan in terms of engaging our voters. We have 500,000 volunteers already lined up, and we're going to build 1 million all in as a Trump army across this country to get out the vote. That's going to be unstoppable. And it doesn't matter if it's Field the Burn or it's Mini Mike or whoever it is. It doesn't matter to us. We pay no mind to that. None of them are going to be able to debate against the president. They don't have his, promises made, promises kept and exceeded, agenda. But I'll tell you something, they think that they can put somebody forward like Bernie Sanders, and it's just not even in any way something that American people can relate to. And they've got supporters. Yes, it's a populist movement. But I'll tell you something. We hear it time and time again. OK, they say that if Bernie Sanders gets cheated out of this nomination again, time and time again, we have people saying we're coming over and we're voting for Trump. So bring it on.
All right. That's Kimberly Guilfoyle. She's joining us this afternoon. Thanks for speaking with us. Still to come, experts weigh in on the political battle brewing over the budget to fight the coronavirus. We've got details when we return.